Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, is no doubt the face of the new Nigeria, with wide and well-maintained roads, luscious gardens and huge mansions, government buildings, impressive cathedrals and mosques. It has grown exponentially over the last decade and white construction remains in full swing. While the center area is home to the administration and its top officials, the city is encircled by hives of human activities, much less organized and more similar to rural neighboring states. The workforce needed to push Abuja forward lives in a very different conditions compared to their employers, but this is conveniently hidden. Join me on this tour to the largest slum in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, Pape. Right now, we're trying to locate our way to Pape, the slum area here in Abuja. So anytime from now, you get the full coverage of the area. Stay tuned. Pape is a largely populated informal settlement within the Federal Capital Territory. It is a hilly area located opposite Maitama, across the expressway linking Asokoro and Kubwa. Pape falls under the administration of Buhari Area Council, with an estimation of over 1.5 million inhabitants. The southern part are often called Maitama 2 or Maitama Extension. Although largely underdeveloped, Pape has lots of potentials. Its excellent location near Maitama, its hilly nature and plans of future development makes for an attractive investment. The area around Pape, which means rock in the local Gwari language, supplied most of the stones used in transforming Abuja from a small village in the 1980s into the country's capital city. Pape is widely regarded as the biggest slum in the city of Abuja, with constant demolition threat from the government. It rests uncomfortably on the side of Maitama, Abuja's purported second most affluent district. The 10-lane Murtala Mohammed Expressway stands between Maitama and the most populated slum in the capital city. The single hilly lane road leading to Pape from the express often witnesses traffic congestion whenever the rickety cars that conveys the inhabitant breaks down on the road. Any car that breaks down on this road must be removed before traffic can ease off, otherwise there will be no vehicular movement. One can clearly see the rich and beautiful district of Maitama, with trees holding the tarred streets and masquerade flowers around the beautiful mansions of the elite class. But despite the proximity to the order, opulence and splendor of Maitama, Pape is a disorderly and rustic settlement where the poor find succor in the capital city. Situated atop a hill overlooking the highbrow neighborhood of Maitama, Pape has all the trappings of a growing slum, dotted by substandard buildings and overcrowded residents with many lacking basic facilities such as toilets, pipe-borne water, and waste management. Pape is home to thousands of people like Okechukwu, who is a carpenter in the slum.
How about insecurity? Insecurity is very, very bad here. Because most times we get robbed by boys from Pantika. We get, and when you catch them, take them to the police station, the police tend to release them almost immediately after you leave. They burgle your house, both at night and during the day. So those are some of what I can say for now.
Nkeyin TV also interacted with Mrs. Grace, who recently lost her husband, pleading with government to come to their aid, as the living conditions for her and the children is tough.
Yeah, how long you don't date this ghetto, Mama?
I did Papa 20 years now.
Over 20 years. Okay. How life dey with you for this Mbappe?
No easy. Money no dey, I no get money life no easy.
What you go want make government do for now for year?
I want make government to help us give money, give us some money. We dey suffer well, we no have money.
Which one I want use the money do?
I want use and do business
Okay.
to help my children. Now,
Yeah.
I don't lost my husband. I no get husband again. I need help for government. Make government help me.
Those who work in the city sometimes uses the toilet in their workplace before coming home to avoid having to queue for hours before accessing the shanty toilets. Some residents have miraculously managed to survive cholera outbreak in the area, like the one in 2014 when more than 10 persons died in a single day. The Federal Capital Territory (FCT) health authorities had explained at the time that the cholera outbreak was caused by open defecation. The first rain of that year had washed the feces into the open wells, which constitutes a major source of water for most residents in Pape.
Yeah, thank you, Nkeyin TV, for this question. Like I said, my name is Daniel Moses Udoagiri, native of Edo State. In Pape, we have been facing a lot of challenges, and one of these challenges is water. Someone will take a bucket from here and trek a kilometer before you get where to get water. And we are still living in the era of 100 or something years ago, where you fetch water and hang it on your shoulder and start walking like this. That is how we get water here. So that even the design of the community alone, the design, it is not designed with roads. We have only one road, that Ajugular road, that leads to the major road that takes you to the town. So here you can live here for 3 years, nobody knows whether you have a car, because there's no road that takes that car home.
The hilly and rocky nature of Pape makes it difficult for most residents to build toilets, forcing them to resort to open defecation. The absence of drainage system manifests in stagnant and stinking water as residents channel wastewater into the narrow paths that separate their houses. The windows of their rooms are too tiny for proper ventilation, and they have to choose between leaving their door open and allowing in the smell from the putrid, dark water that passes in front of their house, or shut their door and bear the heat.
Sunday Yakubu, Garaduma Daudu of Palace. All the government, all the land where we cover before, government then take over to them. No water, no better road for Pape, as you can see. Where you enter Pape, you see no road. Now, Merua, Kula, these Hausa people, who they buy the water. So, challenge is too much for Pape. No better houses. If you see better houses, now other tribe for another state or occupy the land. For now, we don't have say for Pape. If we say we have say, Pape for no be like this. If you go any area, Angwan Lumi, Mashafa Road, Coco Side, Bega Quarry, you see by yourself. No be person go tell you again how we are suffer for Pape. No better school, no hospital, na only primary health wey we get for Pape, large village like this. Anything happen here for night, before them take you to Metama, if you got no help, you collapse for road. If you say take you to Gogolada, you collapse for road. If you check now, motor cannot enter person area, machine by force. So we are suffering the road.
Slum development, waste generation and management. Environmental health challenges are issues for concern in developing countries such as Nigeria, where waste and environmental management infrastructure are deficits, decaying, and moribund. The actual causes of slum development are poverty, inequality, adequate and non-affordable housing for all classes of citizenry, rural-urban migration, urbanization, poor house planning, poor infrastructure, social exclusion, economic stagnation, informal economy, labor and work. Waste generation and management situation is unhealthy with poor sanitation practices. With high population in the slums, many locals believe government can make their life much better. Some residents hopes with efficient opening of the satellite towns, good road networks, electricity and pipe-borne water, good structures would be erected to accommodate the populace. This is our discovery for today. See you next time.